For me, the top three influences on children or teenager are first social media, and second is peers, and there is a celebrity. And for me, family comment at probably top 4 or 5. And the way that I grew up, I don't think parents really focus on influencing children instead of, I mean, they focus too much on working and providing food for the family that they don't have time to teach the kid how to live in this world. So I think my top three will be social media, peers, and then celebrity.
For me, the top three influencers for children and teenagers are number one, I think parents. Then number two would be peers, and then number three would be social media. And I think whether you're a child or a teenager, I mean, especially if you're a child, you don't really have anyone to depend on but your parents. So, I mean, it's kind of obvious that the child is going to be influenced heavily by what the parents say, even if they do, or if they're using social media at an early age. I think, parents are still the number one authority, influential authority figure in a child's life. And I think that kind of carries over into a teenager's life. But as a teenager, it doesn't seem like that's really the biggest influence, because they, go to school and then they're becoming more independent, and there's a lot of peers that are, influencing those teenagers. So I think it's still, even in teenage age, I think they're still being influenced primarily by their parents, but it seems more like in this day and age that it is peers and social media.
Yeah, going off of what Fan and Lucas said, I also agree. I think for better, for worse, I think parents are at the number one spot. However they influence the kid, they are basically the ground zero. And I think the way that they teach their children and the way that they influence them really does determine what the other influences are and the decisions that kids make based on their influences. For the others, I think, again, it is peers and social media. It's just such a heavily social media saturated world where kids get their information and entertainment all in one. And they can make decisions based off, one Instagram post or like one TikTok video, and they don't really need the approval of other people to do so. And if their friends are doing it and they do want that approval, then it's just like, okay, I might as well do it too. So yeah, parents, social media, and peers.
Yeah, I've got family like you guys do at the top, parents, because unless the parent's just not there, then the parents can have an impact. And then I have social media, and then regular media, TV, whatever, maybe movies, and then just peers in general, their daily group that they're around.
Yeah, this is one that we're saying a lot of the same things, where parents would be, if you're going to rank them in order, I would say the number one influence, even if the kids would never admit that at that point, in their life. And then peers and social media. And I kind of feel like we've discussed earlier, that it's almost interchangeable in some ways. But because of the accessibility, you can jump on your phone and scroll through Twitter or Instagram or TikTok and see all this stuff. And that's definitely going to influence the way the student either responds. Maybe there's a challenge, like that's how we got all those stupid challenges, like eating the pods and the cinnamon challenge and all those stupid things like that, because the kids are like, oh, I'm going to try that too. But also their peer group, the ones that they hang around at school quite a bit, that they still have a little bit of influence, or maybe an equal, if you divide it into thirds, and maybe the parents are just a little heavier over on the, more than just a little bit of a third, but more than just a third. But yeah, it's just one of those things that we just got to kind of really do our part to come alongside parents to help them in that, as they're influencing their kids in their peer group and in their social media stuff.
All right. Well, thank you guys.